Greetings, everyone. This is Mustafaa, your digital marketing specialist, also the founder of the Digital Domination Tribe, coming at you with another video. I haven't recorded in quite a while, so I just want to shake off some of the rust and remove some of the cobwebs and come before you with a message this evening when I'm recording. So, on this particular message, what we're going to talk about is everyone has a stage in this digital landscape, in this social media world, in this internet reality. Everyone has a stage. And 20, 30, 40 years ago, that wasn't necessarily so. If you were not a famous person, a Hollywood star, a politician, you had a lot of money, you were not going to get on television. You were not going to have your face out there where people outside of your locale or your community or neighborhood or your city or your state, you were not going to be known unless you were, a major politician, you was a Hollywood star, you had some money, you was rich. Or on the other side, if you did something infamous, illegal, criminal, you would get on television. Your face would be on television. You'd be looking like this. Mugshot. So those were the options, 30, 40 years ago to have 15 minutes of fame, to have your face out there, to be on television, to be well known. Whereas we live in this modern day time, everyone has a stage. Everyone has a platform. Everyone has the potential to elevate their voice, elevate their message, elevate their philosophy, elevate their position, and reach beyond their neighborhood, their community, their city, their state, even their country. Everyone has a stage today. So, in this time that we have together, I want to talk about your stage, using your stage, putting your personal brand out there, putting your own sauce out there, if you will, putting your perspective out there. You have that stage today. And one of the tools that allow us to have that stage today is your smartphone. Of course, I'm recording right now on my laptop. Of course, there are tablets out there. But most people have more readily access to their smartphone. It fits in our pocket. We can pull it out at any given time. It has it has a camera on it, has video recording capabilities, it has audio recording capabilities. With our phones, we connect to the internet. Through the internet, we connect to social media. Through social media, we are able to amplify our voice and speak to people all around the country, all around the world, here, there, everywhere. So, this right here is a great tool in giving anybody and everybody a stage, a platform. And when I say stage today, I'm not talking about how a public speaker would get on a stage, get on a rostrum with a microphone, and they would talk for 30, 45 minutes to an hour to an audience. See, we're in a digital era now. We're in the internet era. We're in social media era now, where the digital landscape and the social media and the internet, that is your platform now. That's how we communicate. There are people who I've grown up with, family members, friends, co-workers, the like, childhood friends, who I will more readily communicate through social media, through the DMs, than I will picking up the telephone and making a literal phone call. That's how we communicate today. It's easy to get on social media and scroll down scroll down the timeline, and within seconds, you're able to keep up with your friends' latest achievements. Whether they just started a new job, whether they just got a promotion, whether they just got married, whether they just had a child, whether they just had a grandchild, whether they may be going through some illness. They may just get out the hospital. They may be on their way to the hospital. Social media tells so much and allows us to keep up with um, friends, family, and others very easily. So, this social media is our platform today. It is our way of communicating. So everyone has a stage, and you are no different. You have a stage today. So I want to put on your mind that you have the power to amplify and put a message out before the whole world. If you're a business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a creator, if you have a mission, if you have a philosophy or belief that you want to put out before the world that you think is positive and good, you have that platform today through accessing your smartphone, getting on the internet, getting on social media. You can talk to many, many people. So I want you to think in those terms, in that lane of you having a stage. Now, before we conclude, back in the day, see, back in the day, if you wanted to record video like I'm doing, and I've been there, you had to buy you a camcorder. You may have seen those family members who had the big camcorder, coming to the family reunion, the big old camcorder, and you had the big tapes in it, and you recorded, and then, you had a nice VHS tape of family memories and other things that you recorded. And nowadays, you have that same power. I kind of lost my thought. Sorry. You have that same power in your smartphone that has a video recorder. And the point I want to get to is that if you want to put your voice out there, you want to record video, back in the day, you may have had to have a studio. You may have to have some fancy lighting. You may have had to have, the right background, the whole 9 yards, right? But nowadays, again, you have a stage, you have a platform, you have the ability to record video. See, with that smartphone, you can record anywhere and everywhere. You don't have to have a studio, you don't have to have a lab to go in to record video. There are some great YouTubers who, if you go back and look at their early videos, they started out recording in their car. Their car was their studio. They recorded in the day. They didn't have to have no fancy lighting because they used daylight, natural lighting. And they just set up their smartphone and hit that record button, and they just started talking from sitting in the driver's seat of their car. And the message, as long as the message was on point, people didn't care about the surrounding. They didn't care about the environment that they was in a car. They were speaking a great message that allowed people to reflect, grow, transform, and improve themselves. So you don't even have to have like studio. You don't have to have fancy recording equipment. You don't have to have lighting. You don't have to have a production team. Again, some people, I mean, look at me right now. I'm recording in my bedroom. I don't have this is not a fancy studio. You see my clothes sitting over there on the rack. I don't have fancy lighting. I just got a ring light. I don't have a production crew studio standing behind me on the sidelines, shooting, recording, doing this and that. I'm in my bedroom. Some people record in their living room from their couch. So the point I'm getting to is that the barriers to entry have gotten smaller, and as long as you have your smartphone, you don't even have to have a studio. You can start recording from your car. Your car is your studio. Your bedroom can be your studio. Your living room can be your studio. Some people bring their phone and they record from a park bench. They, at the park, and the inspiration hit them. They pull out their phone, hit that record, pull it, and record a video straight from a park bench. Some people record from the beach. Some people take videos while they're out walking. They're taking their daily walk, and they hit that record and they're just walking and talking and spreading information and giving away insights and hope and motivation. Everyone has a stage, and having a studio or some kind of fancy setup is not a requirement in this time. Now, of course, you have to crawl for your walk, and in due time, you can build yourself up where you can get that studio. You can have an A1 top ranked podcast recording studio or video recording studio, and have a team with you and have fancier equipment. You can do that, but the point I am making is that you don't necessarily need that to start. You just got to start, and as you start, you will refine the process, you will get better, you will learn, you will make money, you will invest in better equipment. But to start, if you're outside in your car, daylight is your light. But if you're in the house, the bare minimum you need is either your laptop, which have video recorders already installed in, your smartphone, which already have video recorders installed in. Get you a nice ring light for I paid $30 on mine, but there you can get them for cheaper than that. Get you a good ring light. Get you a good microphone to make sure your sound is on point. And between those three things, either your laptop, your smartphone, a ring light, and a microphone, you are in business recording. You are in business elevating your voice and putting yourself out there. So that was everything that I wanted to say. Just remind you, everyone has a stage. If you have a message in your heart, you have a particular insight, you have a particular perspective, you're a business, you're an entrepreneur, you're a creative, you're a nonprofit, and you have a need to get a message out there to the people, don't you're not limited no more by your city. You're not limited no more by your state. You're not limited no more by your country. You have access potentially to the whole world. You can record a video from car, couch, home, bedroom, park bench, beach, walking, and that video can be uploaded into this digital landscape, and someone in various countries around the world can hear you, learn from you, be transformed by you, inspired from you, and you just sitting in your own city, in your own car, your own living room, your own bedroom, your own house. That's the power of the digital landscape. That's the power of the smartphone. That's the power of the internet. That's the power of Wi-Fi. That's the power and the age and the era that we live in now. Utilize your stage today. Utilize your power to amplify your voice and go ahead and talk to the people. Talk to the world. Let them know what's on your heart, what's on your mind. You have all the tools. You have all the power. This is Mustafaa, your digital marketing specialist, founder of the Digital Domination Tribe. We're about dominating. We're about transforming. We're about using digital tools to make our mark, make our voice heard, and make our message known. So check me out at digitalmarketingwithmustafaa.com. That's digitalmarketingwithmustafaa.com. On my website, you will find my blog, you will find my podcast, you will find writings, you will find ebooks and documents that you can download that will educate, inform, inspire. I have a lot of podcast episodes, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of written works and blog format that you can read and learn. I also provide digital marketing services, which you can find on the website, and we can be very helpful. So thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on another episode.